Today I am reviewing the Dodge Demon, a car that makes so little sense, it actually starts to make sense. It's the world's fastest production car and it comes standard with only one seat. Today I'm going to find out, is it actually worth the premium over a Hellcat, and what is it like to drive? Under the massive hood of the Demon lies a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Just like in the Hellcat, only the Hellcat makes 707 horsepower. Oh, only 707. For the Demon, 25 engine components have been modified to differentiate it and make more power. We've got new pistons, a new crankshaft, new connecting rods. The supercharger itself has been bumped from 2.4 to 2.7 liters. We also have 20% more boost, bringing power up to 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque. Well, technically the Demon actually only makes 840 horsepower when it's using 100 octane. When it's using normal pump gas, it only makes 808 horsepower. As you can see on the hood, we have the largest hood scoop of any production car. Thus, the Demon claims the record for largest air intake volume of any vehicle. And it's not just because of the hood scoop, we also have intakes in the headlights themselves. Now on the Hellcat, on the driver's side inner light, we had this pass-through. It was actually kind of a fake headlight so that air could go through into the engine. On the Demon, that's not enough airflow, so they've added a second intake in the inner light on the passenger side. What's really cool is if you look carefully, there's actually little Demon logos on the insides of the intakes themselves. Come around to the side of the Demon and you'll notice it has massive fender flares. The stock Hellcat came with 275 section tires in the rear, which was almost comical. Practically every Hellcat owner, whether it was stock or modified, put wider tires in it so you could get any sort of grip whatsoever. On the Demon, Dodge has fixed this. We've got 315 section drag radials in the rear and in the front. That's right, this is also the only production car to have drag radials from the factory, and once again, these are the widest production front tires of any vehicle. The tire of choice are Nitto NTO5Rs, which are a super popular tire for modified Huracans, GTRs, and Hellcats. Not necessarily a popular tire from the factory, but they provide plenty of grip, and they're even bespokely made for the Demon and have little Demon logos on the tires themselves. Well, enough of the exterior. Let's go ahead and hop inside. Now, I said the Demon makes 840 horsepower. That's only partially true. It makes 840 horsepower when you've got over 100 octane. I'll talk about the Demon crate later in this video. It comes with a PCM with a new tune loaded on it, so it's compatible with race gas, and that bumps the power up. When you don't have race gas, you're on normal pump gas, it makes only 808 horsepower. Well. Now, as I said before, the Dodge Demon comes standard with only one seat. For people who have way too much money to blow and want a dedicated drag car with a factory warranty, then maybe that one seat layout will work for you. The good news is you can order a passenger seat. How much does that cost? $1. Yeah, literally it is a $1 option to get the passenger seat put back in. And that is a good idea because if you don't get the passenger seat, it also doesn't come with a seat belt. And that makes adding it in after the fact nearly impossible. And yes, it's gonna cost you a lot more than $1 if you try to buy a used seat. Now, the best item on the dollar menu has to be the Demon crate. This is a crate that is shipped to owners after you purchase your Demon, and it costs only $1. You get a lot of cool stuff. For one, you get a whole bunch of snap-on tools. You get a hydraulic lift, as well as a torque wrench, an impact wrench, a pressure gauge, as well as a tool bag. The Demon is a downright monster when it comes to acceleration times. Get this, and you probably, if you haven't been living under a rock, know the acceleration times of the Demon. But if you don't, 0 to 60 happens in 2.3 seconds. Yes, 2.3 seconds for a car that starts at $84,999. That is unbelievable. The only other cars that accelerate that fast are a Porsche 918 Spyder that does it in 2.3 seconds and a Tesla Model S P100D, but I don't really consider that in the same class, and it certainly doesn't match the noise that this makes and will utterly be destroyed after 60 miles an hour. It gets even crazier than that 0 to 60 time, if you can believe it. The quarter mile happens in 9.65 seconds at 140 miles an hour. For reference, a McLaren P1 and a Porsche 918 do the quarter mile in 9.8 seconds. There is no production car that can run the quarter mile in 9.6 seconds. Nothing out there other than the Demon, and it comes with a factory warranty. You can take it to the strip and try to replicate that time, although it's proven to be quite difficult judging by owners' times on the boards, but with some practice, it is definitely doable. It's almost scary in a way that Joe Schmo can go into a dealership and buy a Dodge Demon and accelerate to 60 in 2.3 seconds. That is staggeringly way too intense for an average person. I feel like there should be some sort of requirement that you have to have owned a car with a certain amount of horsepower prior to being able to drive a Demon, because honestly, at that level of acceleration, everything around you starts to blur a little bit, you're thrusted into your seat, and it's easy to stop paying attention to anything other than surviving and could lead to a crash. But for those who are experienced, or those who think they are experienced, 2.3 seconds to 60 is a riot. Now, those times were done on a prepped surface at a drag strip with the skinny front tires. In fact, the Demon accelerates so hard that it pops a wheelie. Yes, it holds the Guinness Book of World Records for longest wheelie in a production car. It was over a meter in length, thrusts you backwards, the weight transfers onto the rear wheels for more grip, and the front pops up in the air. The Demon accelerates so hard, it produces 1.8 Gs of acceleration from a standstill. 1.8 Gs. In order to handle this additional torque, they've beefed up the 8-speed automatic transmission, the drive shaft is larger, and they've changed the gearing. Here we have the V-Box. I've never been in a car that felt like it deserved this V-Box as much as the Dodge Demon has. Another very unique part of the Demon that differentiates it from modified Hellcats is its presence of a Transbrake. Now, Transbrakes have been used in racing for years, but they've never been put into a production car. The Transbrake, in the case of the Demon, puts 3 clutches engaged in first gear and 1 clutch engaged in second gear to hold the Demon in place as you build the revs so that you don't actually have to have your foot on the brake. You can just worry about the throttle. Typical Transbrakes in racing hold first gear and reverse at the same time to keep the car still, but Dodge didn't want to do that in case you do have a transmission failure and the vehicle shoots itself backwards in reverse. The Demon also has this torque reserve feature that allows you to build up to 8 psi of boost from a standstill, no higher, for the most effective launch. We've also got a launch control mode, different than the Transbrake. There's a button here that we can click launch once we are in drive on the center console. Now we've got a pop-up on the screen that says to launch, press brake and quickly apply full throttle. Then you release the brake and boom, you take off. The coolest part is you can actually change, normally this is a feature on tuner cars, but not on stock cars, the RPMs at which the car launches. So if you go into the SRT screen here, then you can go into drag options and you can change the vehicle's launch RPM. I've got it low at 1500 RPM right now, so we don't completely smoke the tires, but you can bump it up a lot higher than that. All right, definitely a lot of wheel spin at the get-go. That was not a good 0 to 60 time. Oh man, 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. I think we need to try that again. Now, interestingly enough, even with launch control activated, it seemed as though it was spinning the tires quite a bit. Usually launch control mitigates the power a little more than that in order to launch the car more effectively. That was definitely faster. 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds. Definitely a handful to launch. You know, cars like the 918 Spyder and the Tesla Model S, all-wheel drive, you just punch it and that's it. This takes some serious talent. We'll try one more time. Brake, gas. Holy crap. All right, 0 to 60, 3.6. Obviously, it's capable of a lot faster than that, but in order to activate the Transbrake, you put the car into drag mode, then you pull both paddles together, you floor the brake, you floor the gas, you let off one of the paddles, then you let off the brake, then once you're ready to go, you let off the other paddle and it launches. I've heard it's really difficult to master. All right, so what is the Demon like to drive on a windy road? I know this is kind of a one-trick pony that's supposed to be super good at a drag strip, but is it actually any fun to drive on some back roads? Now, with 315mm tires all around, that's a recipe for some serious grip. And honestly, while it feels really heavy, I mean, it's 4,300 pounds, and we've got 18-inch wheels with thicker sidewalls, better for drag racing, than the 20s that come on the Hellcats. And because we have those thicker sidewalls, we have improved ride quality. One of my favorite parts of the Demon, though, has to be the sound. It has a significantly more intense supercharger whine than the Hellcat has. That is intoxicating. Just a combination of supercharger whine and then also just pure V8 rumble. Oh. Another huge strong point of both the Hellcat and the Demon is the 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. The shifts are so quick. Finally, a manufacturer that understands that having really quick paddle response is a good thing in a high-performance car. It flicks downshifts and upshifts like nobody's business. It makes it a heck of a lot more fun. The driving position in the Challenger is always super unique. I mean, you almost feel like you're in a tank. We've got this thin windshield, massive hood. The visibility over the side back here is pretty terrible, but overall, honestly, for an 840 horsepower car, it's not that difficult or intimidating to drive. In the right mode, it doesn't feel like you're just gonna light the tires up and kill yourself. It feels pretty subdued. Now, put it into drag mode and manual and you punch the throttle more than halfway, yeah, you're gonna light up the tires in a smoky burnout. But I was really excited to get the opportunity to drive this Demon. Seriously, special thanks to the owner, Eric, for making this possible. I sincerely appreciate it. And I actually like it a lot more than I was thinking. For certain people, the Demon does make a lot of sense, and a car that maintains its factory warranty and can actually run 9s in the quarter mile time and time again is something special, and I don't know if we're ever gonna see a vehicle like this ever again. Also, I have to extend a huge shout out to LA Drones for getting the drone footage in this video. Absolutely epic footage. Good group of guys, seriously. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.